Hi everyone, welcome to this wonderful Thursday. I think I'm live. I think we're ready to go. Let me see if anybody joins us today. Nobody's here yet. Looks like we have one person. For everybody who joins us, please say hello. Tell me who you are, where you're coming from, and I always love to, I'm going to take off my jacket because it's a little chilly outside, but I always get hot during these. Maybe I get all hot and bothered. But I always love for these to be conversations between the two of us, or the more than two of us. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Sally Twellman. I am a life and wellness coach, and I work with people all around the world to help them create happy, healthy lives. That means different things to different people, but basically I work with people to help them find new, more whole ways of being in the world. Whether you want to lose weight or get a new job, create a new career, it all comes down to being more empowered and also being more confident to really embrace the things in your life, both your gifts and the experiences of your life. So we have a couple people saying hello, Petra and Monica and Yvette. Hi guys, thanks for coming. So today I want to talk with you guys about acceptance. The freedom that accepting things for the way they are, or how accepting things and creating a practice of life acceptance really brings us a lot of freedom in our life. And then going a step beyond that, from accepting things the way they are and then taking courageous action to move forward. For those of you who know, I'm sure everybody does, or everybody that will be on this call probably knows, we have had a big event in our country, and I'm not going to make this a political talk, but there are definitely people who are happy about this, and then there are people who are sad about this. And the people who are sad, hi Kurtzry. Oh, thank you. Hi pretty girl, thank you. Hi back pretty girl. For those who are sad about what has happened, it's hard to really get your, and I am one of those people, because anyway, not to get too political, there were definitely things about the race that came out that really rocked my value system. And so when it all happened, I was very shocked and surprised that so many people have different value system than me. And I went through, and I know all this very intellectually. But there's a big difference between knowing something intellectually and still feeling all of those feelings. And feelings are very, very messy. They make things feel very over the top, and they also make things feel very, very scary. Hi, Ela. From Germany. Yes, I did get a new haircut. Thank you. It's short and sassy. I was wanting a little bit of a change, so I really like it. Thank you for saying something about it. And also breaking the heaviness of what I was talking about, because I could really go down that wormhole. But bottom line is that feelings are very, very heavy. And so it is so easy for us to really live in that space of feeling strongly about things and being mad about it and feeling indignant and feeling this and feeling that. And this is where a beautiful skill that will truly, truly set you free comes into play. There are things in our lives that happen that are out of our control, or maybe slightly in our control. But when we spend our time and energy hoping, wishing, angry that it was not so, it doesn't do anything positive for us. It only creates mental turmoil, and it keeps us from being successful. I actually love this comment. I don't know who said this exactly, but this basic tenet has actually been expressed through all religious organizations, Christianity, Buddhism, all of those. It says there is no formula for success / happiness / peace, except perhaps an unconditional acceptance that for life and what it brings. And that is so true. Nothing is permanent in this world. Everything shifts. Everything changes. And if we spend our time and our energy focusing on the fact that things have changed, sometimes not in our favor, it doesn't give us the ability to move with that change and figure out what to do next. We can fight to resist these changes, but that doesn't actually change what is happening. It just creates turmoil in ourselves, which actually sets us back really far. It creates a victim mentality. It creates anger, resentment, and it really creates more walls between you and those people who believe differently than you do. And so I took a couple notes because it's sometimes easier to, it's always easier to talk through big emotional things when you have notes to follow by or different things like that. So allowing yourself to be in a situation and accept what is going on gives you so much freedom to then take empowered action. Now, acceptance doesn't mean that you don't have those feelings anymore. Because if you push down those feelings and tell yourself that you shouldn't feel like that, buck up. And this is change. I'm talking about change both with a political change, also a job change or a friend change or a shift of any kind. If we see these changes as something that is bad in some way, or we spend lots of time lamenting that, and that really creates so much more turmoil and negative energy that gets us stuck in what is happening. And so really getting to a place where you accept the crummy thing that happened, and then saying, okay, I will not let this control my action forward. Or even better, if this is something that has given you, that has been a big catalytic event in your life, your relationship, whatever, instead of letting it tear you down, allow it allow yourself to feel those feelings of anger, indignation, frustration, whatever it is, and don't get swallowed by those heavy feelings. Instead, say, what's next? How can I be the change that I want to see in this world? How do I take empowered action now to change the course of this event? We are all just one person, but one person's make up crowds of people. And so if there is something that is really eating at you, instead of saying like, oh my gosh, that is terrible. Can you believe that? Can you believe he said that? Can you believe she treated me like that? Can you believe that I lost my job? Can you believe that they disrespect me from blah, 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 blah? Can you believe that they elected him president? Can you believe? Can you believe? If that is as far as you go in this situation, in life, it just brings you back. It keeps you from moving forward. It keeps you from taking empowered action. I talk a lot about being empowered in your life. I love this word because it truly gives us it is powerful. I mean, I guess I can't really explain it more than that. It reminds us that we all have within us the ability to affect change in the world. And I truly believe this. I truly believe if we all stand upon our convictions, our thoughts, our passions, our purpose, if we truly stand in these ideals, we have the ability to fully make change and affect change in our life. And this always happens in a ripple. If you have empowered conversations with people, both with yourself and with everyone else, that changes through a ripple effect your ability to change the world. The more you have these conversations, the more you take a stand, the more you stand by your convictions, the bigger your audience becomes, the more effect you can have. So really having the feeling fully empowered and confident that whatever you think, whatever you feel, the values that you feel are most important, feel that your voice is worthy of being listened to, and start using it in a respectful, in a very respectful, mindful way. Because chances are, if you do have to have an empowered conversation with a partner about the way you feel like you're not being treated well, that will probably not be received right, or not be received fully positively in the beginning. But the more you continue with that, and hold your ground and say, this is the line that I am going to create. This is the way I feel. You will push that boundary, and they will accept it, or they will sift out of your life. In the book Love Warrior by Glendon Melton, she defined crisis in a really beautiful and empowering way. She said that crisis actually comes from the word for sift, sifting things out of your life. So when there is a crisis in your life, again, be it a relationship change, a job change, a inner feelings change, a feeling of like, what I've been doing now isn't working for me, that is a crisis. When you have this feeling, and it feels yucky, it feels scary, you feel out of control. But if you create the ability to trust yourself, trust your own action, and trust your intuition by being fully empowered. That's what I mean by being an empowered warrior. When you are a fully empowered warrior in your life, you trust your ability to make the next right choice. And so you're able to then move forward faster and faster and faster. So I have been spinning this whole time talking. So, because I feel so passionate about this. If there's anything really remarkable that happened during this last couple days, is that I actually feel really energized and empowered to, like, I feel like, and maybe this is my rose-colored glasses, which I have been accused of keeping those rose-colored glasses on a little bit too often, and I have gotten in trouble and things like that. Anyway, I don't think that this is me always looking to the sunny side. I truly feel like this is actually a catalytic event in our world, along with so many other catalytic events that are happening in England, we saw, in France is about to happen, ISIS, everywhere. There are so many catalytic events that are going on that we can either look at these as like, dang, that's the worst. Can you believe those people? Can you believe this? Or we can use it as a wake-up call to be like, what can I do? What is my purpose? What am I good at? What is my platform? What are my values? And how do I affect the change in the world that, in my world, I'm not talking about, it doesn't have to be a peace treaty or whatever. We all make significant changes in the world when we stand upon our values and trust our next right step. Totally, we do. Let me go to the comment section because there are lots of people here who have made comments. Let's see. Thank you guys for listening to my impassioned a little speech here. Okay, so Angela's here. Hi, Angela, from Malta. She says, just adjust, and that is absolutely true. The first step of this is that we have to just accept what is going on, because accepting things gives us the ability to not be stuck in those feelings. It allows us to say, well, this is it. What's next? What's next? And the what's next is the most important thing, because we always have, because the world is always changing. Our life is always shifting. That is part of the beauty of life, is that it is constantly giving us the opportunities to grow. So the world is always shifting, and we can either decide to be buried in the sand and be super mad and super upset and live in a victim mentality, or we can say, all right, what's next? Hi, Tanya. Oh, thanks. Tanya said she likes my hair. Thank you, guys. You noticed my haircut. Anne says they have a saying in Gent. They have to get through it, making the best of it. Absolutely. Julia says that it's sometimes hard to let out emotions because they don't seem welcome by people around us. That's a really good point, but still very important to do so. That's a really good point. It is a lot of times very uncomfortable for us to espouse our views on things, especially when our views differ from what other people do. And I've talked about this before in my writing and also on these conversation starters. People react to what you say, not because of what you say, but because of how that makes them feel. So when you say something that triggers somebody, it is not that what you are saying is wrong. It is that you are either touching on a sore spot that they have, or you are what's the word? You are attacking is not the word, but you are questioning their worldview. And if this worldview is a big worldview, if it is something that they stake a lot of their decisions on, it is very scary to have those worldviews questioned. And so, but like you said, it is still important to do so, because one, that is expressing yourself. If we don't express ourselves and our ideas, that is like telling our essential self that it is not right, and that limits our own personal that limits us in so many ways. Secondly, what that does is, if those people in your life are not accepting of the things that you hold most dear, maybe they don't deserve to be in your life right now. Maybe that this is a way to kind of allow things to shift. Again, with the idea of a crisis. A crisis is not a bad thing. It is a shifting. It feels bad sometimes, but it's a shifting. Allowing things that aren't serving you to float or fall out of the sifter, and the things that are serving you to stay there. And so speaking your mind in a respectful way will always serve your best interest. That doesn't mean it's going to be well received. That doesn't mean you don't need to create some emotional boundaries around their reaction. That doesn't mean that you can't even change your mind later, because you totally can. Nothing is set in stone. If I say I love purple trees, only purple trees, I never want to have another green tree in my house, that is my choice for right now. I may say later, well, that was kind of dumb. Like, purple trees are kind of lame, so I want like regular green trees. So that is totally acceptable. Let me move on. Let's see. Sorry. Let me go all the way down, because there has been Concepcion said that good conversation in regards from Spain. There is a lot of very interesting things happening over in Europe too. Angela said it's not looking through rose-colored glasses. You have to ground yourself, also not let others panic you. True. I'm an impassioned warrior. Michelle! Hi, Michelle! Thanks for joining my conversation starter. Thank you for coming. What do you think about our conversation, Michelle? I missed our meeting yesterday, so we couldn't talk about that. Thanks, Petra. Let's see. Tanya, everyone's choice counts. Yes. Whoops, sorry. Pushing my phone. Let's see. Good. So it sounds like everything is kind of landing okay with you guys. I do feel very passionately about this. And again, it was a shock to me and to people that I know, and I fully understand. I do understand why people made the choice that they made. I totally do, and I respect their choice. But what this has done is it has truly emboldened my passion and my purpose to have conversations like this. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. One really great thing about the fact that this campaign has all been so crazy is that it has given us the impetus and the catalyst to have empowered conversations with people that we wouldn't normally have empowered conversations around feminism, around misogyny, around the undercurrents of phobias that and fear that we feel, and that really drive a lot of our actions. And I feel like that is the really tenet and undercurrent of what has happened, is there's so much fear, and also so much disrespect for ourselves. And so, or disrespect for fellow human beings. And that is actually one of, speaking of worldviews being questioned, through this whole process, my worldview kind of got a little shaky. That and a couple other things that have been happening the last couple weeks that were just kind of happenstance things. And it's hard. It's hard to realize that things aren't the way you want them to be. But it's also opened my eyes and also been a catalyst to, or reignited some of the passions that I feel around what my purpose is on this earth. So I feel like I kind of need like a mic drop to be like, done, out, I'm out. No. I don't really know how to wrap it up from here, other than thank you guys for coming. It has been, I really actually love having this platform, this weekly platform, to be able to talk about important things in my life, important things that have come up with my clients, so that I can help you guys, that hopefully something that I say can trigger change in your life, whatever that means to you. As human beings, we are constantly on the path of growth. And if we are not on this growth path, that is when we start to feel stagnant. And so I have these conversations because I want to pique your interest into thinking about things differently, thinking about your life differently, thinking about how you see the world differently. It doesn't have to be a 360 or 180 degree shift. It could just be a slight change. But the thing about that, those slight 1% changes, is if we all shift just 1%, we're no longer going this way, we're going this way. And so if you continue on that trajectory, life and the world is fundamentally different. And you can't really see, is fundamentally different if we were continuing down this path and we shift. It becomes way out here and our life is fundamentally different. That is why I talk all the time about daily changes, daily life practices, making small but impactful changes, because it is not those big changes that truly change our life. It is those incremental steps that we make constantly that will actually, looking back, be like, that changed my life. The decision to take that class, the decision not to go back out with that guy, the decision to, those incremental moments in our life actually make a huge change into everything that, or make a huge change in our life. And so that's why really allowing us to, or allowing yourself to make those important, empowered changes on a daily basis. Have those important, empowered conversations with yourself and everyone else truly makes a fundamental difference in the world. So thank you guys for coming. It has been an absolute pleasure. If you need anything, please feel free to contact me. If you missed this video or the beginning, please feel free to either go to my Facebook page and watch it again, or look on my website. I always put it on my website to be watched later. So thank you guys for coming. Be empowered warriors in your life. You will truly make a difference in the world if you stand up for what you believe in. I truly believe that that's true. And I will see you soon, my friends. Bye.